let us move to what are attributes. So if I conclude this classroom as a class, so my context, in my context of system, I am designing a classroom. So I have different modules. If in the sub-modules are a blackboard, benches, fan, blue light, all these sub-modules which are included in my context. So the main context of my system is a classroom. So here I need to include the attributes. If I conclude a blackboard as a class, this is the name of the class is a blackboard. So what are the attributes for this blackboard? If I insist the height, width, these are the attributes. So what are operations? We make use of writing. So I use the blackboard for writing. That is some task is going on, some action is going on. So that is nothing but an operation. So attributes for this blackboard is nothing but the height and width are called as the attributes. Also called as structural things. This is nothing but we are focusing on structural behavior. So every class has a structural and behavioral aspect. So structural aspects are nothing but if I conclude the attribute which comes under structural aspect. If I go for some actions, those comes under behavioral aspect. So name is nothing but structural. Attributes are nothing but if I take an example of a classroom, the height and width. If I come to sub-modules like blackboard, benches, so those are nothing but I define as attributes. Next one coming to operation and action. So just now we have discussed if I use this blackboard for writing, so that is an action called as an operation. So here we have taken an example of previous. Here attributes are nothing but I have taken an example of ball. So ball is my name of the class is ball. The attributes are height, width, thickness, all this comes under attributes. Next, let us move to operations. Operations. Here, operation is nothing but an action. So, rectangle is my name of the class. I did not listed any attributes over here. My operations are add, grow, move, and this is some action which takes place. Is nothing but those are list of operations. Next, here move to all
Start.